It's C-Doc again.
Hey, friends. Welcome to Tuesday. Like you haven't been living it all day. But, you know, it's officially Tuesday now because it's C-Doc again, right? Of course. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Everybody's doing well on the replay, too. So I want to welcome my cohorts to the stage. First up, she got her start in classic rap radio. Our lady from the heyday of K-Day, Jennifer O. Jenny.
What up, what up, what up? Hey, pals.
What's up, J.O.J.?
You know, hanging in there, doing my thing.
I guess so. Good to see you.
Yeah. You too.
How's things?
Listen, I've been trying to tell everybody, 2024.
Yep.
But buckle your seatbelts, because it's probably a different Jennifer.
Good for you. Good for you, J.O.J.
I think I may just be throwing it all the way back to 1980.
Yeah. Oh, snap. We are a throwback kind of bunch, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Knack? Knack Worst in the house.
Up, Knack.
Also joining us tonight, the man behind People's Distinctive Travels, one of the creators of that show, and I know you follow him on Instagram because you love those videos he does. Ladies and gentlemen, UltraMag7.
What's up, y'all?
What's happening, bro?
I'm chilling. I got an ear beating from Sugar Bear. He said I'm too modest, so I gotta. so there might be a new UltraMag beyond a new Jennifer in 2024.
Shit.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Getting serious.
Everybody bites off Jennifer, so you know you gotta follow suit.
Everybody just needs to buckle the fuck up, because here we go. Al J.
I gotta give somebody props.
Oh shit! What do we got?
This is a record I had years ago, over 20 years ago.
And you got it
over
back?
20. Well, my boy Kevinception. Jennifer, I think you remember him back when we used to do lives. But he got me end-to-end burners, company flow.
Hell yeah.
He made the little phase 2 artwork.
Hell yes, dope.
And there's a song on the back called Crazy Kings 2. Yeah. But take off the 2, and me and one of my cohorts, Midi Chlorian, we're together, we're the Crazy Kings. So we're gonna be doing some things in 2024, he and I, and
nice.
Stay tuned nice. To UltraMag7.
Nice. All right. Sounds good.
Yes.
All right.
Speaking of somebody doing things, he is the president of Rap Station, the man behind Hip Hop Gods, coming from the Northwest Side. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Flatline.
Hey, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, son.
Oh. Wow, we went Brooklyn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm on one tonight.
Man, everybody is.
See? I'm trying to tell you, it's something in the air.
I don't know. Okay. I'll let you guys. I'm just gonna roll with it.
It's the end of January, so it's the new year. It's a realization.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Fuck
Maybe that's not it.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Right. I don't know. I had a bizarre day myself today, so yeah. But I'm just
bizarre week.
Yeah, right.
Did you have to stop somebody from eating pencils, though? Is my question.
Not yet. I still have 3 hours. 2 hours, 55 minutes. It might happen. You never know.
It could.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's been going on here. Why not?
While we're waiting for our guest, who is kind of in the green room.
Kind of somewhat.
Yeah, kind of somewhat. I got to bring it up. I don't have to, but I'm going to. The list going around, the greatest beats of all time.
with Mobb Deep at number 1.
Yeah,
that one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, evidently there's a couple of them because I just saw one where Still Dre was at number 1. But okay, I guess that was a Spotify list. Oh, that was from last year. My bad. So what's that? What? Yeah, which one is the Mobb Deep list?
I think it was the Rock the Bells.
Was that what it was?
I think it was Rock the Bells.
Yeah, and that was I think the fans took submissions or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jennifer, you're muted.
I sure am. All I have to say is, who in the hell decided?
Well,
I'm so sick of. He's the GOAT, man. Says who?
Don't get me started.
These are the best beats. Says who?
Yeah,
I know.
Fuck a list all day.
Thank you.
So over it. It is so played out. It's just stop already.
Because it's because people want to get involved in the conversation, but they don't know shit, and that's the only way they can get involved in the conversation.
These are the top 5 rappers ever.
Right.
According to who?
Which, I mean, if I can understand wanting to be in the conversation, but just like, come up with something. Come up with something.
Give your opinion and then shut the fuck up.
Well, and here's the most important thing. Recognize that it is an opinion.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
And opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and most of them stink.
There you go.
Doing a little dance for you, Jennifer. Because I'm on one.
Yeah.
Get me started. Let's talk. Right, Soulbuck? Here we go.
Hippity hoppity
rabbity raps.
Yep.
This is the conversation I have with Soulbuck a lot.
Well, Knackworth, we don't do lists. We do charts.
Not a list.
Yeah.
We do charts every month. Yep.
That's a chart, and that has to do with how many,
Right. Actually, my charts are, I'll be honest. My charts are totally fucking random. But
all right. There you go. He's
it's
got
whatever
that he spins.
Yeah.
Do you know how many rappers there have been from its inception to now? Like when you say that, and how many beats they have? Like, if you just want to have a conversation, like, hey, these are my top 5 favorite rappers or top 5
your
favorite beats, yours. But when you're like, nah, this is it. Like, you may have people that never even heard that beat or that song or that rapper. Like, everybody's not in your head.
Right.
It's annoying.
That's it.
And most of us don't want to be in your head. So just shut up. State your opinion and shut up.
Yeah.
And keep it moving.
Uh-huh.
I'm always curious about what people like. That interests me.
Yeah.
And especially why they like it. Whether it's just it just hit me at the right time or something like that. The reason I brought this list up is because I remember seeing that it was Shook Ones, right? It was the number 1 on the list. Yeah. And I woke up this morning and that was in my head. And I haven't thought about Shook Ones in years. Like, I mean, I haven't listened to that album in years. And so on my travels today, I put on the Infamous because I haven't heard it in a long time. And I remember it played like I remembered it. I skipped a couple of songs here and there. And there's a couple of this. Yeah. I personally can't listen to the Infamous back to front. It's just in the middle it gets to be too much.
You just killed Ultra Mag.
I'm just like, yo, man. It's
sorry,
like,
my temperature's rising. My temperature's rising.
Oh, man.
It's just it's like it's too much street for me. So but when I got to Shook Ones, which is it's odd that it's all the way at the end of the record, but I was like, yeah, okay, it's a dope beat. It's a dope beat.
Nah,
I don't know if it's the best beat ever.
That's one of those records. Whew.
See, now back at K-Day,
yes,
when we had a list, you know, Billboard would call us every week or whatever it was for our list.
Mm-hmm.
And that was absolutely based on how many requests did we get for this?
Yep.
How many, you know, whatever.
Right.
It had nothing to do with, well, this is how I feel about it.
Right.
This was based on every time somebody had to pick up the phone and go, yeah, can I hear that song? Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Can I hear Mentirosa by Mellow Man Ace?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Can I hear Mentirosa by Mellow Man Ace?
Right.
Yeah. Nobody was ever that savvy. It was always, you know, they'd sing the song to you.
Al J, I can, and I did. I didn't skip every song. I just skipped a couple of them. That's all.
Shout out to Al J.
I'm going to shut up. No, I mean, no, you can. It's cool. I get it, man. Like people, that album is gospel to some people. I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, you know I'm playing with some people like the second Jungle Brothers album.
Oh man, here we go.
Goddamn masterpiece.
Oh Lord, here we go again.
Goddamn masterpiece.
Woohoo! We have liftoff, ladies and gentlemen. Or just gentlemen, whatever. Fellas.
I see you there, Knackwurst. I see what you did there.
Fellas.
It's not right. It's not right.
Well, let's ask our guest. Let's ask our guest about favorite beats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, the one, the only, Mellow Man Ace.
Yeah!
Good. Thank you for the love. Thanks for the love. I see my man Flatline in there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, how you been, sir? How's your son doing?
Good. He's doing well.
Max, right? How's Max doing?
Yep. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And my man, Ultra Mag, yo, I love those video clips you create, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Clever, creative, innovative, on time, on beat, you know?
Yeah.
Appreciate
very dope.
You, brother.
Very dope.
Thank you.
Everybody else, hello, I'm here. Here we go.
Yes.
Here he is.
Thank you for being
I'm about to Cat Williams body this shit.
I don't even know if we got to do all that, but thank you. Yeah. Oh man.
Here we go. We're gonna start out the interview with fuck Steve Harvey and fuck.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck Kid Frost. You tell him I said that.
No.
Oh man. Oh, what is good in your world, sir?
And you know, the more I talk to the OGs, they always say, any day above ground is a good day. You know what I mean? I'm starting to take that in, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really living like that, you know, because this morning I woke up. Now, I don't know if it's all the partying I did last night, but I'm like, I'm shook. Man, I was shook this morning, but I'm feeling great right now.
Fantastic. Wow. I was I had a little road trip today, and I started it off with a song called 12147.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we talk about that joint?
Am I on that?
Yeah, you are.
I'll listen to it today.
Am I on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the main artist on that?
Tech the Super Latin.
Oh yes, that's my guy. I just didn't know what he ended up naming the joint. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, him and his father, we go back. That's my people's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I on that?
Yeah.
Well, according,
I move around. I do a lot of collabs, and sometimes, you know, I forget all the titles of everything that I've done. You know, like recently, I just got a platinum record out of what is that? Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
For a MC by the name of Sickadime, and I Flatline. I think you might have played his record on your show back then. Kid named Sickadime. Lo and behold, 14 years later, the record goes gold in terms of streaming. Wow. I mean, I'm sorry, platinum.
Yeah.
And so, you know, these things come back to bless me, and I just, you know, spread the name around, and these things come back sometimes. So
yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
That according to Apple Music, that's the most recent song, and you know,
okay,
featured on stuff.
That's absolute. That's a falsehood. They know it, but you know what they said? Snoop Dogg said it, man. Where's all the money going? Where is the money going?
Right.
You know, who's patrolling these people? Who's controlling what money falls out of the sky in the universe to who at what time? Who is controlling this?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Because the sure isn't
somebody making money. Yeah.
Yeah. We ready to get deep tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk bad shit.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, can we go back and talk about the you left Cuba, your family left Cuba very early. Do you have memories of that?
Well, what happened was at 4 years old, I won the Cuban lottery to get my family off the island. And what I remember the most through the years of what my parents have told me, you know, my brother Sen Dog was born. His number didn't hit. My older sister Myra was born. Her number didn't hit. I'm born third, and my number hit the lotto. So I was able to take my entire family off the island, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, mother, father, everybody. But the rest of the family didn't want to come. They didn't want to start over. I'm talking about my grandparents on both sides, my uncles on both sides, aunties on both sides, cousins, everybody. So it was just my immediate 6-member family that came. My father, my mother, my sister Myra, my brother Sen Dog, and my little sister was just born. So in 1970, when we touched down here in 1971 during the Super Bowl. So it was in December, and at that time it was the Miami Dolphins undefeated season.
Wow,
so
yeah.
I do remember that. And the other thing I do remember is going to visit other Cuban families on the weekend once we got here. And this man, I'll never forget, he was always watching Michigan football on TV. So as I grew up, I fell in love with the Michigan Wolverines team and the whole colors and Bo Schembechler and all their, you know, all the players that came out of there. So I'm a Michigan dude because of that. So it had a lasting impact.
Well, they got the national championship, so you
goddamn right. Yeah, we know.
How did you get it? How did you get into music?
Well, the whole family's musicians from our grandfather. My grandfather, who I'm named after, my birth name is Ulpiano Reyes, and I'm named after my grandfather, who was the Cuban military orchestra band leader.
Wow.
At that time. And ever since, that was his job. And so, and on my mother's side, my mother sang, but all my cousins, resting in peace right now, Margarita, she played the piano. My other cousin Ray, who was on tour here not too long ago, but passed away during COVID, he was a saxophonist and trombonist. His brother Ivan is a percussionist. My other cousin Oliver is a percussionist. My other cousin Junior, he's a percussionist. Our cousin Miguel is in Angola now on tour, and he a violinist and a flutist.
Wow.
Okay, and so it's always been in the family. Now my uncle Upiano as well. I'm the third. My uncle Upiano is a trombonist. So it's the family business.
Right. That. How did you get into hip hop?
Now that's the part. Well, you know, my parents was always playing, especially Pops, was always playing Cuban records in the house. Once we got hit by the stereo and whatnot, he was always playing Cuban records. And for me, I felt like it was too colorful of a music, like salsa and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And when you saw the artists on the covers, they was dressed with really fluffy shit on, and you know, it was just kind of too colorful. I would come to understand the beauty of that later, but at that time, it was too colorful for me. And at the time, 1979 comes around, I'm hearing Rapper's Delight at junior high. This kid had just moved from New York, Italian kid by the name of Carmine Shalacy. He was walking to school with a boombox. First time I ever saw a ghetto blaster in my life. And he had the breaks, and he had Rapper's Delight, just on repeat. You know what I mean? And I was like, what the hell? Yo, man, I love this. But I wouldn't understand it or come to understand it like a year or two later. You feel me?
Yeah. Wow. When did you
start the first two records? What's that?
I was going to say, when did you start writing rhymes?
I started writing rhymes in 1983 after listening to the Mean Machines' Disco Dream and Run DMC Sucker MCs.
That was it.
Hence the hat.
Yeah.
The reason I wowed out because there was a picture going around this week. It was Mr. Schick from the Mean Machine.
Yes.
And it was a bunch of hip hop legends, but Mr. Schick was there. And when I was a kid, when he started rhyming in Spanish, I was a kid. I didn't even know Spanish, but I was weepa. You know, I didn't know what the heck I was saying, but it was just dope.
The photo you're referring to is Grand Wizard Theodore.
Yes.
Oh, Prince Whipple Whip.
Wow.
Charlie Chase.
Charlie Chase. Yep.
And my big brother, you know, I like to call him Danny, but Mr. Schick, yeah.
Yes.
He was my mentor, number one mentor. I copied and you know, I Xeroxed that man without knowing him. After I first heard that first Spanish rap, it changed my life, but it also showed me the course of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew.
Was it so when you started writing rhymes, were you thinking about making records at that point, or was it still just kind of like, I'm just going to do this to do this?
Well, look, I was already thinking about making records because we had already had the movie Wild Style out.
Right.
Okay. So we went and saw that as soon as we came out. We had a VHS of that. And then I believe Beat Street came out, and we had Beat Street. So we had examples of the big screen. So I knew that if we do this correctly, we can end up there one day too. So, yeah.
Okay.
Are you wearing the Wild Style shirt?
No, I got the Beat Street Raymo.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, Al J wants to know, and I'm sure you have you seen Style Wars? But, anyway.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Mellow Man Ace is the ultimate B-boy. He's the ultimate B-boy.
I started out as a B-boy, actually. And then when I started out as a B-boy, actually, in 1981, 82, and when the moves got too hard, like that 1990, where you're upside down, vertically spinning and on your hand.
Yeah.
I hate being upside down. You know what I mean? So the most I did was I had windmills up to my head to head spins when I tapped out, and I went to the mic. But it changed my life. I don't regret it.
Did you ever DJ?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was a graffiti artist for 2 seconds. My shit had bad drips. They should have called me Drips. You know what I mean?
It could have been your own style.
Could have been, man. Only God knows. You feel me?
Yeah. So you start writing rhymes and stuff. And so where were you getting beats from?
We didn't have no beats. Actually, the beat that I was using at the time, this is gonna fuck your head up, especially Ultra Mag. There was a beat called Shamalama. Shamalama, shamalama.
King the Body Slammer.
I would bust over Shamalama. And as a matter of fact, when me and Cypress did our first demos, it was over the Shamalama beat.
Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
King Dovey, that was the guy. King
There
Dovey.
you go. I would have never remembered that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
Shamalama, yo. That was the beat that held us down,
Wow.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah.
What year were the Cypress demos taking place?
84, 85. We in high school,
Wow.
85, 84, 85, 86 in there.
Yeah, early.
DJ Muggs came through with a 4-track.
Yeah.
When we met Muggs, that's really when we started to think about, we could really track some of these ideas out.
Yeah.
Because, we had might have been a 2-track the nigga had. Yeah, for sure he had a 4-track. And it was like we put the vocals on one, the beat on the other, a little scratch on one, and another little scratch, or you did your ad-lib vocal on the 4th track.
Right.
That's all you had. That's all you had, but we made it work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. Jesus.
Yeah.
So how with you and Sen and Muggs and Cypress, but then how do you end up becoming taking the solo route to do your first album?
A couple things happened. That's a great question. That's the transition thing, the transition part. But that's a great question. 2 things happened. One was my pops had kicked me out of the house because I believed in myself so much. I didn't want to take on a job to please him and do all that. And then I knew I wasn't going to be able to pursue what I was dreaming about, my goal, And number 2 is Cypress was bullshitting at the time. Okay, so my brother, he did hold the job to keep Pops happy, and Be Real was in the hood gangbanging.
Right.
So I'm like, I gotta really do something, because as the younger brother, I ain't got no place to live now. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm living at the hood house. And, thank God for those people that took me in and held me down. I'll never forgive them. I'll never forget them. The Ocho Torino family. And they held me down while the time that I was cutting demos, going to and from Hollywood with Muggs over to Delicious Vinyl Studio, where I actually got discovered at.
Yeah. Yep.
And then when I got my test presses from Delicious Vinyl, it felt like a year later that it took me. I finally went back home. I knocked on the door. Pops answered the door, and I showed him my motherfucking vinyl. Like, look, it's going down. And he was like, "Oh my God, welcome in. I knew you could do it the whole time. I never doubted you. I never doubted you." Right? As a matter of fact, the old man's in the next room. He lives in my house today.
That's great.
I can't make this shit up. Yeah.
Shout
Yes,
out to Pop.
I harbored some ill will at first, but after I became a man through his discipline, I understood why he did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So you had it was the second single, right, on Delicious Vinyl?
It was which song we talking about? What song we talking about?
Do This?
That was my only single on Delicious.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but I'm like, as far
we
as
had we had what's called a double A side,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
Because one side had Let's Do This, and on the flip side had the all Spanish called Mas Pingon, which was basically the same version of it,
right?
but speaking in Spanish all the way through it. See, Mr. Schick did a verse. I did a whole song. So I wanted to add on. I wanted to add on to the game by doing a complete record in Spanish. And when Matt Dyke, rest in peace, and Michael Ross heard me spit in Spanish, they was like, "Yo, this is phenomenal. Here go the contract." You know what I mean? And then we were able to add on some more after, but we'll get to that when we get to the Mentirosa part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, we really changed the game with that one.
Yeah. No. Well. No, what I was saying was on Delicious Vinyl, I think it was the second record that they put out after Tone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe it was Tone Loc, Chiba maybe first.
Yeah, or On Fire.
On Fire. Locust on Fire.
Yeah.
And then they did Mellow Man Ace, and then they rocked out with Young MC at that time. Yeah. And we were the three core artists that started up the label.
Yeah.
Nah.
So when did you, after the 12-inch drop, when did you start working on the album?
Well, I was approached. Here's what happened. Delicious Vinyl put us on the road, myself, Tone Loc, Young MC, to open up for Tila Rock.
Wow.
Whose record It's Yours was banging everywhere. It was blowing up. So they put us on the road. They sent us out to San Diego State University. And I believe DJ Melody was the DJ who kind of put it all together with or DJ Orlando that worked at Delicious Vinyl, right? So they sent us out. We got a hotel. We think we're millionaires now. We got paid $50 each. We thought we was hood rich, right? There's a dope picture that I have of that time in the hotel room with M-Walk, with Loc, Sen Dog, Muggs. We all like, yeah, we made it. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Now remember, all I got is the one single out, right? But they send us on the run. We open it up for Tila Rock. When we get to the venue, it's a big hall. You know, San Diego State University, my man. This is no, you know what I mean?
Right.
This ain't no club date. You feel me? So we get there. We do the sound check. Everything is lovely. Then we come back later in the day for the performance. I believe I was opening up. And this is at the time, Nice and Smooth, I believe, were the dancers for Tila Rock. Or it could have been the other two dudes that ended up with Heavy D. I forget who it was. All right. Okay. So now we get there. It's only 10 people in the building. We came all the way from LA for 10 people. Wow. But me, at the time, this is when Cypress was dancing for me and Muggs was my DJ. I'm in the front. I get stepped to by a man after my show. We went 100. We gave it 110%.
Yeah.
Because my mom always said, no matter if there's 1,000 or one person, you go hard, right?
Yep.
So that's what we did. We pretended like it was filled, in our minds. We go extremely hard. After the show, I get approached by a man named Kenny Ortiz, who happened to be one of the A&R men at Capitol Records. And he locks me down on the side. He's like, yo, my man, I'm Kenny Ortiz. Here's my business card. I work for Capitol Records. We want to give you a record deal. And I'm like, well, I'm already signed to Delicious Vinyl. He was like, "Don't worry about that. We're going to buy out your deal."
Wow.
I didn't know anything like that could happen, right?
Right.
So he says, "Call me on Monday. We make a meeting. I'll introduce you to Gail Riggins. Was it Gail Riggins? I believe it might have been Gail Riggins, Joy Bailey, and them." And so we do. And next thing you know, they offer me a 7-album deal. They buy out Delicious Vinyl, I believe, somewhere between the neighborhood of 35 to 45K for my rights, right? But at the time, it was cool because, number one, Delicious didn't stymie my growth. They never held me back.
Right.
And number two, they needed more money to press up more Loc records and Young records because they were starting to bubble.
Yeah.
They were starting to bubble.
Yeah.
So now I get this great escape. And now we talk about 88. Okay. Mas Pingon came out in 87. Now we're talking to Capitol in 88. We chop up the deal, 7 albums, of which I left after 2. And we'll get into that. And then the record drops in 89. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Changed my life. I'm humble.
Mas Pingon is probably my favorite song on the album. It's just a monster.
For me, I think the one that Be Real put together, he wrote River Cubanos on there. That was like my favorite joint.
Yeah, that's
he wrote that. Be Real really looked out. We were so tight as a unit back then. We used to write for each other.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Like I bet y'all didn't know. I I wrote Real Estate on the first Cypress album.
Actually, I did know that. Yes, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ultra Mag. All right. Fine.
Yeah.
I can
got everything
if you want.
I wonder what that room looks like. He probably sitting on a deck of cards.
Yeah, that's
like an album.
That's what we always say. We always say he's got a seat.
He's like, you'll never know.
Wait, can I just talk about Rhyme Fighter real quick?
Yeah.
Because that's how I was introduced to Mellow Man Ace. Because I was, I grew up in New Jersey, and I remember coming home and we watched Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah.
And this video comes on, and Yo MCs, there's a new. I was like, yo, what is this? And then I used to love that song by War, Galaxy. So I'm like, yo, he used that. I'm like, I was bugging. I'm like, yo, this song is crazy. Then you dissed Eazy-E, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
And I'm still alive.
Rest in peace. Yeah, he's still alive.
And I'm still alive. In other words, like, I made it through when the record came out. He didn't kill me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one that ever dissed him and got away with it. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't know what to do with me. But here's how that record came about was I used to be a big fan of this brother, rest in peace, the Ram LZ, who was the MC for the Rocksteady crew. I believe he's from Far Rockaway. Anyway, I used to take Ramel's style and kind of like try to bend it and hold my nose and do it. Yo, MCs. You know what I mean? So that's a take off of Ramel Z and a book that I bought on you remember when you used to put a penny and you used to get the CDs? Or you get buy a book for a penny and then they send you a bunch of shit. Okay, I bought a Jesse James book one year. And it was called Fastest Gunslinger. So I came with the fastest rhyme fighter. Combined the Ramel Z style with it, and I called it my year 2000 style. Wow. Which happens to be then later, quiet as kept. Muggs asked Be Real to come ask me, could he borrow that style to create Cypress sound?
Wow.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yo, and by the way, Ultra Mag, we couldn't give that record away. I mean, there's a core bunch of you who loved it, like yourself. There's a core bunch. There's a core bunch that like a cult following for that song, and you're in it. And you're in it. You're part of that cult. And because a lot of people don't know it. A lot of people don't know it.
Listen, shout out to my homeboy DJ Soulbuck, because I know he's a big Mellow Man Ace fan.
Yeah, there he is.
My homeboy PS Nice, that's whose house I used to go over to watch MTV Raps. And the minute we saw that video, we like, oh, this is our guy. This is our guy from the jump. Yeah. From the jump.
Right on, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out PS Nice.
Yes.
Well, man.
So what was it like putting the record together, putting the album together? What was I mean, you're working with the Dust Brothers.
Yeah.
Tony
I want to hear about that.
How Def Jeff.
Aside from the experiences that we're all young at this time. I mean, remember our engineer was Mario C.
Right.
Mario Caldado, okay, who later goes off with the Beastie Boys and they accomplish amazing things. Yeah. The Dust Brothers, Matt Dyke, rest in peace. He always showed up into the studio room from the other room, dusted the fuck out. That's what it was. He would come in with a record and he'd go, "This is like an obscure piece of here, put this on, Muggs, put this on." And that was this word, obscure. It's like this obscure. Here, put this on, man. Put this on. And next thing you know, it'd be some ill, dope shit, you know? And we're like, damn, he just back there sample picking, dusted the fuck out. You know, every time he opened the kitchen door, a cloud of haze of smoke would follow him. You know, I love my man. I miss him to death, man. I miss him to death.
Yeah.
One day he came out. It's like, yo, man, I got this obscure piece, man. You guys probably never heard it. And he turns it on. Dun, dun, and he wanted to mix Galaxy into whatever Tony G had up.
Yeah.
So Tony G start cutting it. Superman, Batman, floating all night. Going one-on-one with Meteorite. And I'm like, what type of what? Who's going one-on-one with a Meteorite? Me, nigga? Okay. Sure. Okay, Matt. And Mario C was a genius, was a brilliant genius, because he could take a messed up take of yours, splice the tape, bring it back, take that other little splice out of there where you messed up at, compact everything, and do an edit on the fly.
Wow.
So between Tony G, Matt Dyke, Mario C, them the ones who created me.
Yeah.
Those are like, if I'm Frankenstein, them are my creators. You feel me?
Yeah.
Three, geniuses in the back trying to moving knobs, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's such a dope album, man. I mean, I was telling the guys. I was telling the guys earlier. I listened to it for the first time in a long time today, and I just forgot how good it was.
What I really like about the record is the versatility in it. You don't really hear. Yeah. I don't have one particular sound. I don't. Right. On that record, it was more of an experimental. We'll see what happens. Let's throw this in here. Let's put this in that pot right there. Let's put this in the blender here. Let's combine this with this. And so you have a blend of Afro-Cuban rhythms, hip hop. You have merengues in some areas. You have some disco from when we sampled the Saturday Night Fever to create Welcome to My Groove. You had the War. You had the Isley Brothers samples. Yeah. We had a bunch of samples in there. And then we blend in. Muggs would bring in that Ramel stuff. Yeah, party people. Just shot to the rhythm, party people. And made it work in such an amazing way. But like I like to say, you know how most artists, they have a sound, Public Enemy has a sound, yes?
Yeah.
Right.
A Tribe Called Quest has a sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cypress Hill has a sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Beastie Boys, they have a sound. I don't have a sound.
Right.
I don't. I don't want to but I'm very versatile. I can do English, Spanish, bilingual, combine all three, love ballad, club, radio, Spanglish. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I don't have a sound, and it saddens me that I don't, because that would hamper me later on, I think.
Yeah. Well, I was, Mentirosa came out, and it was a pretty big single. And yeah, how does that change? How's that change you?
We did 2 million. We made 2 million copies on that one.
Wow.
And I became the poster child for everything Latino. I mean, from Soul Train to Arsenio Hall to Don Francisco, Christina show, all the biggest shows, Good Morning LA, all that shit. I even got to hang out with Bob Hope, did a Bob Hope special. Wow. Rest in peace to the OG legend. You know what I mean? So it opened many doors, so many that I'm still here talking about it with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
34 years ago.
Right.
Of course, nobody knows who Don Francisco is, but he was on a show called Sábado Gigante.
That's right. Yeah. He was the equivalent of he was like the Monty Hall of Spanish TV type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Don Francisco, Sábado Gigante was this weird kind of variety type show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like old school variety
Old
show.
school variety show, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, at that time, I was able to become like an ambassador for hip hop. And what I mean by that is that we were taking hip hop to Spanish countries now. These are countries that Run DMC didn't go to, that Houdini didn't go to. They was going to Europe, London, France, Japan, this type of shit. We took hip hop to Costa Rica, Colombia, Panama, countries like this, El Salvador, Spain. People who spoke Spanish had never heard of no hip hop shit. They didn't want to. And in fact, they would tell me right on the interview, well, Mellow Man Ace, what made you want to do this black music?
Wow.
Just like that. But instead of getting amped, I took it as a teaching moment.
Yeah.
And I was able to educate them and be like, nah, it's not a black music only. Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans was all there. White guys, Asians was all there in the blend of all that, and people like Kool Herc, he Jamaican, and so I would use it as a teaching moment because I had absorbed so much knowledge of hip hop.
Yeah.
From 3,000 miles away.
Right.
And that's what I did. And I like to think that I helped expand that because we were taking hip hop to audiences that, like, for instance, I toured Colombia one year opening up for Air Supply.
Really?
Air Supply? Dog, you talking about 60, 70,000 seaters, okay? Where they would explode bombs and before the show explode like an army tank right in front of the concert. You're thinking, oh, party over, oops. They're like, nah, you're on in 5 minutes. Get over there. This shit happens all the time.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yep. Wow. So we were able to educate and spread it, I believe, and and that in real time got a lot of props. Got in real time. Nowadays, those are wives' tales. Oh, we heard the myth that it's a myth that you. Nowadays, you tell it, you sound like the old man. You know what I mean? You sound like the guy. Oh yeah, he was there when Jesse James shot fucking. You know what I mean?
Right.
When the Titanic went down, I was there.
Yeah, you can't. I'm thinking you've got to be the only rapper that toured with Air Supply.
I gotta believe so.
Yeah.
And you know what? A few years ago, I saw an interview that had a list of the biggest concerts that ever happened in that stadium in Columbia, and Air Supply and Mellow Man Ace was number 2, only behind Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
In terms of attendance, yes.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, so Escape from Havana's out, and Cypress it's got to be right around the time that they start working on their album, right?
Yeah, we was working on the Cypress album while I was touring. And if y'all remember, if y'all seen, shows like the Arsenio, when I'm on our Arsenio Hall show, I had Sen Dog with me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other shows that Sen Dog was with me. And I would bring them on to help them catch wreck too, and let my public get to know them.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how we did that. So Cypress is working on their album, and they had this guy. Their version of Matt Dyke was a guy by the name of my guy, Cuban cat, Skate Master Tate.
Oh,
Legendary.
Man.
Skate Master Tate had a record collection that was even bigger than Matt Dyke's. You feel me?
Wow.
And so Muggs would start going there. We'd start going over there, hanging out with Christian Hosoi and all them boys.
Whoa.
Picking out samples. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Look at here. Hold up. Come here. Look at here.
Oh, shit. Sen Dog in the building.
The hype is from Cypress.
In the place to be.
Sen Dog.
Yeah, man. How you guys doing, man?
Salute,
Doing well,
brother.
sir. How are you?
Yeah.
Good.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to everybody. Look, that's Flatline. He works with Chuck D
Word up.
on Hip Hop Gods Radio.
Yes, sir.
This is right here is Ultra Mag. Ultra Mag he's a master of all kinds of things that I haven't figured all of them out yet. And this is Jennifer in the middle. She's the one that got at me to do this interview. And
she
my man
used to work at K-Day.
Jennifer used
to work at K-Day.
Nice.
And this is C-Doc up here. He's full of great questions and shit like that. So we're taking it back about how we started and all that kind of stuff.
Well, there's a lot of history there, and I trust that we're gonna tell it the right way. So you're in good hands.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes,
actually, Sen, I got to produce a record that you're on.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Which one?
Grid by Public Enemy.
Sit down. Take a look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the rest real quick.
I'm gonna take over for a second.
All right.
Oh.
Get the bonus round. Yeah. No, it's actually you came in at the right time, because we just got to the point where we were talking about recording the Cypress album, the first Cypress album.
Oh yeah, back in I think it was from 88 to 90. It took us to make that record.
Wow.
And the experiences on there were real. These are things that we're going through in everyday life at that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made that record unique and stand out. And all the language and everything that we use was really, really from the neighborhood where we grew up with, and the guys that we ran around with and gangbang with. So there's a lot of honesty on that record, and it was a great moment in time for us as young cats and musicians to be able to express ourselves that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was it? I remember being a hip hop fan when it came out. It was one of those records that kind of really changed the landscape, because it was just it's like, man, this is it's nothing like we've heard before, and that's rare that an album
brand new
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? The whole thing was that we were trying to be so different, because at that point we thought hip hop was everywhere, and it was just everybody was doing it, and we were just trying to be as different as to the left of everybody possible. The only thing that I think that we got something really in common with is like Chuck and Flav, as far as their delivery goes, but we do it like in a reverse manner, and and to be able to be able to in those days when we put that first record out and we started touring and we started getting a little popularity and we started seeing, fans would come to the shows wearing Public Enemy shirts or Beastie Boy shirts. And then a little while later, we see those same shirts, but now we're seeing Metallica shirts and Slayer shirts in the audience. And I'm like, wait a minute, I think this is going somewhere we're not expecting. So, it was all to the good. It was all blessings. We wanted to be one of those bands that could perform anywhere at any time for anybody, no matter what the situation is. And that's exactly what ended up happening. And we were blessed that way. So, all blessings, everything, is like, I give thanks to the musical gods for blessing us and also to, the great amount of fans around the world that decided they're going to support us for so many years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you're a tour DJ, DJ Lord, friend of ours.
Yeah.
So, you guys have been, I know just from his updates, you guys are always working, Yeah,
we recently, last year, as a matter of fact, we had our most busiest calendar year ever. We toured 288 days and I mean, we did it last year. So we're on a good little break right now and enjoying it. So, well, yeah, we call Lord Musclehead, because he's always working. He always shows up he always shows up on tour buffer than he was a month ago. So we always kid around with him and clown. But he's a really good guy, and
he's great.
And we've known him for a lot of years through Chuck and Flav and the Public Enemy crew. Yep. And so when he came on board, I think he knew exactly what it was that we were looking for and how to accentuate the show and make it even better. And I think we've accomplished that with him. So much respect to DJ Lord.
Yeah. He's a great fit for you guys. I mean, I've told him so on a number of occasions. So I'm glad he found a home with you guys.
He's a real team guy. He's about the team and everybody slamming together on the stage. We kick ass on the stage all together, and that makes for the Cypress Hill experience. And he understands that mentality. It's bigger than any one person on the stage. It's about the experience. We're just delivering the experience. You know what I mean? But it's about the experience, not about any one person.
Yeah.
And another CDOC alumni, one Mr. Matthew McDaniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt McDaniel.
Know that name.
Yes. We're taking it back now for real. There's that was Matt McDaniel's I call that era the host of characters that were hanging around LA and everybody trying to figure out their next move and what's going to happen next, and that was part of growing up in the music industry. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we met people, some that we knew for a couple of years, and then some other guys that once we came around and hung around with them and we met them, they ended up being lifelong friends. And those were the great experiences from that day. Anyways, that's where Matt McDaniel's name takes me back to.
That had a lot to do with anytime anybody was circling around K-Day. That's what that was.
Yeah, you know what? I got to give, as we're talking about that time, I got to give props to Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because he was around in that time. And my brother was signed to Delicious Vinyl, right? And Flea actually played on a song, one of your songs, but he was, and I could never figure the guy out. I'm like, what's this guy's trip with those? Because he had a bunch of little stuffed animals pinned to his pants and shit, and I couldn't figure out, like, what's this guy's trip? You know what I mean? But then later on, I found out that this guy he was in a kick-ass band, and he's also laying some bass grooves down for some hip hop dudes. Mm-hmm. So it made him even a more intriguing character to me to try to conversate with him every now and then.
Yeah, that was River Cubanos he played on.
Yeah, River. My brother said he played on the song River Cubanos.
Oh, right,
so
right.
There's an interesting little fact for you there. So we're definitely talking about guys that are intertwined with Los Angeles music history. And I've always been very proud of my brother for putting down the roots to Latino hip hop like he did, and opening doors, for Cypress Hill, because there was times when we only got a meeting because they heard that Mellow Man Ace's brother was in this group. So that's why they took the meeting. And, and then we went in there full steam ahead, trying to give them everything we had. But, it happened a few times where he opened that door for us without even knowing.
Oh, wow. That's
and yeah. So anyways, I'll let Mello get back on, and I'm going to go back here and visit with my dad for a little while. Good to see all you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it, man.
Brother.
All right, man. Peace out. Take care, y'all.
Yep. Peace.
All right.
Good shit. All right. Wow. Man, you got Michael Jackson came through. Michael Jackson here. Shit.
Oh, man.
Now he's sitting with old Jermaine.
That was incredible.
Yep. Oh, good.
Oh, man.
Good.
You got us both. You got us both.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
That's dope. That's awesome.
Okay, so we're about the time we get to your second record. Your second album at Capitol. And
the second album, man, was great. A great time for me because I had sold so many units on the first one that I had increments on my contract. If I sold so many units, the next record would go up. So the first album was a $90,000 budget. So now I get a $250,000 budget to work with. And we got together, and whoever was available who wasn't on tour now, because Cypress was slamming, so Muggs is gone.
Right.
Tony G is DJing for Young MC on the road. The ones that were available were the Dust Brothers, and they were off working on the Beastie Boys stuff, the Check Your Head album and all that, the Paul's Boutique album. Boutique album, right? So now I had to pick different guys. I went to the Baker Boys, Julio G, my man Bronick, and it was a whole different sound. Regardless of it, we put together the Brother with Two Tongues. Once again, we went back to that same formula. Let's just throw a bunch of ideas in the pot and formulate. And we ended up with a good record, not a big record, but a good record called What's It Take to Pull a Hottie. That did really well for us. And, Downtown Julie Brown really loved it. It became like a smaller hit than Mentirosa. And it wasn't worldwide because it didn't have that bilingual flow, right? So it wasn't like it had its territories. You feel me? Anyway, we put that record out. I was kind of upset because we couldn't clear the sample for Fly Robin Fly. And I had I had this dope bilingual idea where I was a fly in a club and I'd fly into girls' drinks. They drink me up, get horny, and take me home. Right? Yeah, I mean, we had already shot the pictures with Mike Miller. The album was ready to come out.
Shout out to Mike Miller. Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Miller, man.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we find out, the label couldn't clear it. Years later, here's a tidbit. Redman and Method Man got it cleared. And they did How High or whatever song that was.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was so angry. I was so angry because I knew I had one with that.
Yeah.
I knew I had another one with that, and anyways, the second album doesn't sell as much as the first album, but still moves enough units to get me a bigger increment on the third album.
Wow.
Now I got a $500,000 budget. So, but no, I had a great time working with the guys that worked on that record too. And like I said, we kept touring for 2 years straight at that time. I was overworked.
Wow.
I was overworked. So by the time the third album came around, now I'm like Britney Spears running down Hollywood with a shopping cart. You feel me? And I'm not even lying, So it was a series of things. Look, you're seeing it now in hip hop. You're seeing what Puff Daddy's going through.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the artists that are implicated with all the things he's going through. That started back then. Okay. And I'll tell you how. I got hit on by an exec at Capitol Records. Okay. That's something that really turned me off to the game. At the same time, I found out my manager was ripping me off, and I'm going to say his name because he don't deserve nothing.
Right.
Maury Alexander, who happened to be business partners with Jerry Heller.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He had taken me for 200 large, and I was very upset from that second album budget. So I wanted out of the game. I realized then it was a dirty game.
Yeah.
It was a dirty, shady game, and I wanted out. And lo and behold, losing my marbles behind everything that's going on, I exited. I said, I'm not here to suck no dick, and definitely not here to get robbed. If I want to get robbed, I go to Compton. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? If I want to get robbed, I go to Long Beach.
Yeah.
But in the confusion of all that, I was trying to get traded. I was trying to get traded over to Virgin Records, and here's why. Because in the interim of that, I had a big hit on the radio with Kid Frost called Lowrider that was blowing up.
Yep.
And Irving Azoff, if y'all remember, was the president over there at Virgin.
Yep.
He came to that video and loved what I did so much. He said, Mello, if you ever need a favor, anything, call me first.
Wow.
So now my lawyer's trying to get a hold of Irving, and Irving has left the building because I imagine that Joe Smith, president of Capitol Records at that time, put out a call to all the other guys. Hey, my guy's not willing to play. If he knocks on your door, don't answer you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So there was gatekeeping and doing shit like that then. And that's when I melted off. And then I had opportunities to work with Cypress, to do some stuff with them. And we did another record called Lowrider that blew up.
Yeah.
And so I was behind the scenes more, but I was feeling better because the money was actually touching my account. You feel me?
Yep.
The money was touching my account. And lo and behold, my core fan base followed me anyway.
Yeah.
To the point where I still do shows to this day. Not like my brother, but I still get my dates. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What facilitated coming back with From the Darkness into the Light?
It was that whole experience. That whole experience after what I had been through. I wanted to pencil that. I wanted to jot that down. And I just got with a bunch of, unheard of producers, guys that were hungry, that could create a dynamic sound. And it had no budget. It was us doing that back then.
Yeah.
We were already thinking, okay, fuck the label. Let's us do it and get all the proceeds from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's really what drove that idea, that concept for that record.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was kind of like your kind of return to.
Yeah. I think my favorite track on that one is Guillotine Tactics with Be Real and our homeboy Profound.
Yeah.
That Serge Gainsbourg sample is so obscure, man. So obscure. Good evening, friends. How he starts like Serge Gainsbourg, man. That guy was insane.
He was insane. Crazy.
I called on a guy by the name of Lanny Cordola, who my brother had introduced me to. He had a rock background, but he wanted to do some hip hop stuff. So I got with Lanny Cordola, and we created what was called the Collective Funketeers, which was myself, Lanny, and his man Bruce. And we just went to work on that record. I had a really good time.
That's great. And you've been pretty consistent since then, putting out material.
I'm really, turned off by the whole thing, especially after the computer became a part of hip hop and they turned the game into a password.
Yeah.
So I'm like I said, I'm like semi-retired because I be on the golf course all the time.
Yeah.
And I pick and choose where I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't have to overwork myself. I can smell my flowers in my garden, take care of pops, and kind of move how, in a more relaxed atmosphere and tone that works for me.
Do you still approach songwriting the same way that you did when you started, or has it evolved for you?
I write the same exact way. I like to write at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning with the morning sun.
Wow.
And I have the same routine as I did at my mother's house when I started. I got my rhyme book, I got my dictionary, I got my rhyming dictionaries, and all my pens laid out. That I write the exact same way still to this day.
Wow.
Whoa.
Sorry, that's my little niece right there. She
Oh,
fell.
that's okay. That's all right.
We got a full house tonight.
Nice.
Can we talk about how did your son, Kazal Organism?
Yeah.
Now you know that lineage keeps on going because he's crazy with the beats.
Yeah.
Crazy with the beats.
Crazy with the
Thank
beats.
you.
And started at such a young age. Crazy
Yeah.
with the beats.
No, Kazal is a phenomenal kid because he got his first record deal on Delicious Vinyl, the same label that signed him first.
Yeah.
At the age of 14, he was so nice.
Yeah.
Mike Ross was like, "Yo, what is this?"
Yeah.
You know, and my son being how can I say, influenced by Jay Dilla, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, guys like that, you know, he was nice early. He was nice early on, you know, and I think Delicious Vinyl saw that during the transition between when the internet really took over hip hop, digital music was now coming in, and Delicious wanted to transition from selling records to selling pizzas.
Yeah.
You feel me? So Kazal got caught up in that transition.
Mhm.
If not, he would be, I think, one of the illest underground hip hop producers by now. You know,
Absolutely.
and what happened was he really got turned off by that,
Wow.
and he still does, you know, his thing on the drums, but he don't go at it as hard. I noticed as his father, I realized he's not making a beat per day. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's not. And so we started this group called the Zizix,
Yeah.
and Delicious Vinyl loved it, so they signed us. And we had some singles that were really dope. We had one called The Rhythm with Moni Love.
Yep.
We had another one with Mikey D, OG Mikey D from Laurelton, Queens.
Shout
And
out
that
to
was
Mikey
called-
G. Yep.
Yeah. I believe that was called Battle Anybody.
Yep.
And we had another one with Master Ace. I'm forgetting the name of that one. So, you know, we were trying to get people back on that real hip hop. At the same time, we're going against the grain because everybody just want to pop bottles at the time.
Yeah.
You know, so all that gets lost in that shuffle of, you know, bling bling and popping bottles, and, you know, everybody want to have a Bentley now. You know what I mean? And here we are trying to do an organic hip hop collaboration with some great artists. I mean, Mikey D, you know, Master Ace, Moni Love.
Yeah.
And it was only going to get sicker and sicker had it had more momentum, and the streets would have gravitated to it more.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you guys were maybe ahead of your time on that one.
I think so too, because I tried. My favorite MC is you know, and I've said it a long time. One of my favorite MCs is Paz the Noose
Oh yeah.
of De La. And when we did this Zizix thing, I kind of wanted to be like him. You know what I mean? So if you go and look at those records or the videos, especially the visuals, they're very De La. They're very De La-esque.
Yep.
You know, so we were just trying to be the sons of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of like the Brides of Funkenstein, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it went over people's heads sometimes.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a shame because really, I think hip hop needed that at that time and didn't realize it. You know,
You're absolutely right, and I make no excuses for it. I believe if you turn it on today, you're gonna go, why did this shit? You know what I mean? Why did this work? You know?
Yep.
But it was during a transitional period for hip hop, and people wanted to do different things, and it suffered. But if you turn it on today, you're gonna love it. there's this one called 10 Times Infinite that we did.
Mhm.
And basically me and my son, and we're floating through the universe. And the key of it all is that line from Robert De Niro in A Bronx Tale, where he says, the worst thing in the world is wasted talent, see? And since Cazal's name starts with a C, I say that rhyme within that. And it's like this father and son blending in the universe. I'm turning into him, he turns into me. And when you hear the discussion that we're having there, I think you're gonna be blown away. If you've never seen it, it's called 10 Times Infinite. I believe that's the one. And that also was on Delicious Vinyl.
Yeah. Can we talk about the album that you did with your brother? Who had Flatline? You got it, right?
Yeah.
The Reyes Brothers.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dope.
Well, I guess you're just setting them up and I'm knocking them down.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Reyes Brothers came about because my brother got a distribution deal on Koch.
Okay.
Koch Records. And he wanted to do something as brothers, and we had been in the game for so long at that time and we never did anything together.
Yeah.
And so he went and got the paper, he got the bread, the deal, everything. And we went to work. And while he was touring with Cypress Hill, my job was to collect the tracks and then write some ideas. And then when he would come back into town, we'd sit down collectively, hear the tracks, together, and then do yes, no, we don't like this one. Let's take that one out. This one right here. No, not this one. Let's pull this one here. And then he would go back out. When he would go out, I'd go in a lab and start writing ideas. Then when he would come back into town, he'd go in the studio, listen to what I did, and go, okay, get my cadences, the whole styles and everything, what we doing. Yeah. And then he put his piece together, track that, and we banged things out in that fashion. Because, I mean, his Cypress touring stuff is like insanity. You know what I mean? Sometimes I tell him, man, like, sit down for a little while. You know what I mean? Rest up, you know? But he's in great shape, man, in great condition. And lo and behold, he's in better condition than I am. And I'm the younger brother. You feel me?
Right.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So now that you're taking it easy and doing things on your own terms, and what's coming up? Anything? You got anything that anything you want to talk about? You want to tell us about?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Okay. I'm really excited because I got stepped to by a city council member here in Los Angeles from a city called La Puente. And he told me he had a budget for me to create my own program, music program, last year during the 50th year of hip hop.
Yeah.
And so now I'm given this opportunity to create a curriculum and a dialogue for kids to learn. I would teach my rap class, of course. I went to my old friend, my dear friend Bronick, to teach the music production class, and he agreed. And then my other old friend who had worked and I met on a Cypress Hill studio session, Abby Losas, to teach the pop class and piano class. And lo and behold, we got together and we put together the curriculum. We sat in front of city council. Unanimously, they loved it across the board. And we went to work. 15-week program with a culmination celebration of performance at the end for all the parents. And we had over 100 kids graduate 3-4 months ago. And now we just got picked up by another city here called Canoga Park. And we're beginning that program now. So from that, now I have a purpose, right? So I'm instead of record deals, I'm getting city deals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. Which is great for me. Yeah, it's great for me because it still allows me to take care of Pop Duke and still be around local while still getting bread, right?
Yeah.
So then, but the program is completely free to the kids because the city picks up the tab. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of how that happens. So now I have a golf tournament coming up that I'm really proud of because it has a purpose through the foundation of the city, and I'm able to now have a purpose behind having my own golf tournament. So I'm really excited about that coming up April 12th, 2024 at California Country Club in Los Angeles, in Whittier, California, actually. And I'm excited, man. Every day is like I get to chill, I get to chill, take care of Pops, do what I want to do, or I get on a golf course and just, just live a nice existence, man. Just like,
That's great.
I'm semi-retired,
Yeah. How long have you been playing golf?
Well, during COVID, we was playing 3 times a week.
Nice.
3 times a week. Now, once a week, once every other week. Because,
you got
guys.
Any spots in that tournament?
What's that?
You got any spots in that tournament open?
Absolutely.
It would be remiss of me if I didn't say something about my brother and my cousin. I don't golf, but they're super big golf fans.
If they're out on the West Coast, have them get at me. We'll take care of them.
My brother works at the airline. He can fly.
Shit sticks, no doubt. Absolutely.
You have no idea who he plays golf with, though.
Yeah.
You have no idea. He plays with Arabian Prince. He
plays
with.
I play with Drez of Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Athletes like
Dana
Fernando Valenzuela, guys like, Jock Jones of the Minnesota Twins, Horace Grant of the Chicago Bulls, guys like, Jimmy Rollins, Philadelphia Phillies. Those are my guys, Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because those ball players, they so paid that they fly you in, they put you up on the golf course at the cottage, and you're like, man, I'm chilling hard. I'm chilling with David Wells talking about how many times he got drunk in Toronto and had to smack somebody in the bar. It's amazing to hear a Hall of Famer, and I'm like this because I don't got no baseball story to tell. Right. But I got Torrey Hunter, Jimmy Rollins, Horace Grant, David Wells. I got Jerry Royster and Gary Templeton next to me, and I'm like this. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. My baseball card collection comes alive when I play with those guys.
Oh, that's so dope.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad is a golf pro, and so I've grown up around it. Yeah, not a touring pro. He was a club pro. Yeah. So
What's his name?
Yeah, Dave Snyder. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Phil Mickelson.
No. No, he wasn't. He wasn't a touring pro. He was like a country club pro.
Got you. Enough respect.
So that was what my first job was, picking up the driving range.
Got you.
So I had my Walkman. Put in my tapes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. Get slammed with the balls coming in.
Yeah. Oh man. Sometimes you'd have to take cover because it'd be like, I was young and they wouldn't see me out there. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Go running, but yeah.
Great.
A great time. No. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Anything else for Mellow Man Ace this evening?
You know what? I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm gonna just have a beer with my brother right now, and the talk shop. So everything is lovely, man. I want to thank you guys for the lane.
Oh, thank you, sir.
No, thank you. I appreciate the lane, and I just want to shout out my handles real quick. Instagram mellow_man_ace. TikTok is mellow man_man_ace, and Facebook it's the Mellow Man Ace, and that's where we at. And I don't even Twitter no more. I don't tweet no more.
You don't X anymore? Okay.
I don't tweet anymore. No.
Yeah, got you. That's all.
It's
good.
too many. It's too many apps, man. Oh, yeah. Mellow Man Ace TV at YouTube.
There you go.
All right.
Fantastic. All right, everybody, follow Mellow Man Ace. Thank you for coming through tonight, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you owe me $100 for that Sen Dog appearance.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Much love, y'all. Thank you, Jennifer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Much love.
Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, great stuff.
Yep.
It was
great.
a twofer.
I know, right? Super
Sen.
special
Wow.
guest.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And he came in right at the exact time.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah. Couldn't plan that any better. You know?
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys, you have no idea who he plays golf with. It's like
I gotta start getting in on
basis.
these hip hop golf.
Arabian,
Yeah.
Dana Dane, just ridiculous people.
Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
Uncle Luke's a golfer.
I had to bring up my brother because if I didn't say nothing, he'd probably fight me if I didn't say something. If I didn't try to say something. Oh, I got to put it out there.
See, hype style. How to golf DVD vlog. There you go. Yep. I haven't. Oh my god. I didn't play last time. I haven't played in like 2 years.
I ain't played my whole life.
I shudder to think. I need to do that. I had to take the kids out. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not talk about my shitty golfing. Okay. Let's talk about hip hop stuff. All right. Yes. And we have to tell everybody about our sponsors, our wonderful sponsors.
I'm so thankful that he has the can. We are sponsored by Hackensack Brewing, who makes a wonderful beer by the Awesome Two called Auga. And Hackensack Brewery is about to celebrate their 5th year anniversary coming up in February. So check them out, Hackensack, New Jersey, Hackensack Brewing, Awesome 2 beer, Auga.
There it is. Yes, indeed. And the show is also brought to you by the Spit Slam Record Label Group. The Spit Slam Record Label Group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at spitslamrecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The Spit Slam Record Label Group. Throwback to the future sound. Yes, indeed. And you can also check out Flatline, Mr. Chuck D, and myself every Friday for the And You Don't Stop radio show. I play the Spit Slam Jam of the Week. Flatline has the Hip Hop God segment. Oh, we didn't get to talk about your Hip Hop God show that also airs on Tuesday nights.
Well, let me grab it. Oh, look, this Chuck D guy said we had a great show.
Oh.
All right, I'll run down real quick just some of the new music that I played on edition 640 of Hip Hop Gods.
Wow. Yes, rock on.
New copyright produced by Evidence, new Dazzy D, new Mr. Sinister featuring the One Chatio, new Butter Knife haircuts featuring John Jiggs and Raz Kaz, new Huss Kingpin and Ninth Wonder featuring Fredro Starr from Onyx.
Oh yeah.
New Rex and Samir, new J Sands featuring Master Ace, RJ Payne, and the world famous Brucey B, just to name a few.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Quite the show, and it is streaming now. Came out tonight.
It's on the Rap Station flotation on the Rap Station app and on Mixcloud.
There
you know that little thing they call Rap Station.
Yeah, little thing called Rap Station.
That little thing called Rap
There's
Station.
nothing like Hip Hop Gods.
Ain't that the truth?
Chuck D said it.
Yeah,
it's got to be the truth.
He also said he was driving, so there you go.
We appreciate him being safe.
Yes.
Not trying to jump on while driving.
Right. Which he's done before.
Yeah.
He's also jumped on while flying. You know?
Yeah.
Luckily, he wasn't piloting, but you know.
Yeah. Sometimes he hides laptops underneath his seat while we're trying to get his show all put together and files sent. And yeah.
Fun times.
Yep.
You can also catch Jennifer O. Jenny and Ultramag 7, along with DJ Soulbuck every Sunday for the mixtape, where they play music from our upcoming guests. I think I said that right. Okay. And so who do we have coming up next week, Jennifer?
Holy crap. Are you buckled in? Because who's coming next week is the one and only Doodlebug from Diggable Planets.
Yes.
Philly in the house.
Philly in the house.
Yep.
Yes. So join Jennifer, Ultramag, Soulbuck. Soulbuck's gonna spin the Diggable Planet goodness. And and we'll be talking with Doodlebug next week right here on Don't Stop on Channel Zeros.
Wow.
I'm mixing up my shows. Channel Zero's very own It's C-Doc again. I want to thank everybody watching live tonight, everybody watching on the replay. Special thanks, Flatline, Ultramag 7, Jennifer O'Jenny, for helping me do this show. And we will see everybody next week for another episode of It's C-Doc again.
Something
it's
like
Carmela
that.
Soprano.
Oh!